Laying back. Just letting the breath flow for a moment. Using the breath to help us feel how connected everything is. So when we inhale, it's the nose starts to travel down through kind of like the back of the head, back of throat, traveling down throat, and we start to fill up the lungs. Sometimes even pushing the belly, the diaphragm down, we get to kind of breathe into the belly, or let the breath just go deep, deep into the lungs so much the belly has to get out of the way. Nice deep exhales. And realizing every breath we take in, our heart's able to use the blood to start picking up some of that fresh oxygen, carrying the oxygen all around the body. Everything's much more energized, much more alive because of that oxygen. Blood helps to pick up any junk material, especially carbon dioxide, and other things also. And blood goes to our digestive system. Digestive system helps to process, eliminate, and really all these systems of our body, the nervous system, everything, it's all absolutely necessary. And without it, we would not be able to be alive and just well and here today. And so as we take these deep, full breaths, it's like we're filled with this tremendous gratitude for the life that we do have, that everything is functioning properly. And that idea of connection is what's going to lead us into our class today. Everything is so interconnected. We don't always realize it. And so today we're going to especially pay attention when we're in different stretches. We're going to pay attention to how stretching one area can affect other areas. And so in that way, we're finding how interconnected we truly are from one part of our body to the next. And so with that fun idea set in the back of the mind to lead us on, let's begin our nice initial stretches. Arms go all the way to the back wall. Let's allow shoulders to go right and shoulders left. Noticing how connected shoulders and hips are. When the shoulders lean to one side, it's like the hips also kind of have to go all at the same time. And just switching it out nice and easy. Maybe another time or two to each side, just making sure that part of the spine is feeling mobile, connected. Beautiful. Eventually coming back through the center. Let's start to take our right knee into the chest. When it's in, notice perhaps the toes as they circle around. Is there any tightness that we're getting rid of? Here in the extremities, the distal ends. And eventually leg starts to straighten up to sky. So give it a chance to start to feel all those muscles along the whole back side of the leg. Keeping deep breaths flowing, that helps the muscles actually to stretch out even better. Another good inhale. Exhale, hook this right heel on the back left foot. On the end, all the way by like where the head ends. Hook that heel all the way to the head. And got it. How it. Yeah, just kind of see how I'm laying back and I hook it all the way on that back foot. Yeah. Okay, when we've got that heel hooked, we should start to feel that right hip getting a good chance just to open up. So feel that leg rotating open. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll hook my arm around the shin. Just continue to hug that shin in tighter. If it's ever too much stretching for the knee, back off a little bit. Let the leg go higher instead. We're just giving that leg a couple of good deep breaths. Huge inhale. Exhale, free out the leg. Feel it stretching up to sky again. And drop that leg all the way down. Once we're there, second knee comes in. Give it a nice hug. Ankle rolls might be the perfect thing to do here. You're ready for leg to start stretching up. Just feel once again how interconnected all those muscles on the backside of the leg are. All of them stretching. Feeling sensation up the whole posterior section of the leg. Inhale. Exhale, taking that hip opener. So hook the heel on that back right end. And then slide that shin in as deep as it's willing to go. Breath is still flowing for us, just nice and deep, very easy. Good inhales. Exhales. Free out the leg. Let it stretch up one more time. And when we drop it all the way down, let's start to work our way up to sit. So feet kick off the front end. Hands help the torso to rise. And then heading to our diaper wrap inversion, take the fabric. Our thumbs are hooking onto the back end. We're bringing it to about where the cat line is behind us. And then leaning back to lock it in place. Hands put back on. Good. And then heading all the way back, legs go wide. And then wrap your ankles. As soon as you've got the wrap, you're safe to let go. For our first inversion here, I'll give you plenty of time just to hang. So just listen to your body, knowing the appropriate amount of time. Keep the breath flowing, keep relaxing. You're still in it, take your last 3 or 4 good deep breaths, and then we'll head into our floating child pose. Doing another 2 or 3 breaths, just let the head be loose, getting that stretch into back of neck. Good. And starting to sit up. From here, we'll head out of the fabric. So grab on with your hands, lift the hips right up and out. Once you're there, take the fabric under your shoulder blades behind you. And then we'll walk back to take any slack out. So it's right under shoulder blades. That makes sure that we don't cross the blood in our armpits. We're leaning back into it. And then from here, we're going to take just our feet under the plumb line. So for you, it's, just about there. Perfect. So let the feet be about as wide as mat. What we're going to do is do some huge hip circles. So it looks like this. I bend my knees, I shift all the way forward, and then go all the way back. So we're going to take about 5 to one direction. When you're ready, go ahead and circle around. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then pause. Reverse your circle direction, taking another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. When we pause, walk the feet forward a bit more so that now it's hips under palm. So from here, take your right leg, straight leg, lift it up to sky. 5, 4, 3, 2. On the last one, try to catch the leg in your hands. Good. Holding it up with a good stretch. And take that right ankle onto left thigh, rotating that right knee open and down. Good. Right foot to floor, left straight leg. Lift it up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, try to catch. And ankle to thigh, knee rotates open. Good. Dropping the foot down. Until the feet as wide as you can get them. And then from here, straighten the right leg. And straighten the left leg. Good, going back through the center. Take both legs kind of up toward the top corners of the mat, the heels on the ground. And then gripping up high, we're going to let the shoulders come forward and through. Try to slowly lower glutes to the ground. Good. So you can either keep a high grip to help you sit up tall, or circle the hands around to clasp, and then try to use the fabric to help you keep the spine straight from hips all the way up to the hands. Leaning forward at a good long angle. A couple of breaths here. Both legs come forward, feeling how that shifts the stretch. Lean over to the left, and then your right foot is able to tuck back. Just kind of setting it at the side of your hip. Once you're there, lean your weight backwards until you feel that right thigh in a good stretch, the quadricep stretch. Nice inhale. Exhale, rise. Lean over to left to free out that right leg. Then lean over to right to tuck the left. Once you're there, lean back, quadricep stretch. And rising up, free out the leg, drop the hands out of the fabric, taking a moment for the hip. We're going to bring the left leg in. The right leg either comes in front, cross leg, or on top for shin stack. So either way, we've got the hips rotating open. Let's find the floor in front of us and just walk our hands forward. Okay, walking back in, switch it out. Now it's left on top or left in front. Then same thing when you get there, hands find the floor, walk forward. Take an inhale, exhale, inhale, rise. Plant both feet in front of us, gripping up as high as you can reach. We're gonna do some nice little pull-ups. So you'll rise up and down, up and down. You choose how many you take based on how your arms are doing right now. When you're ready to come up to stand, just walk yourself backwards to rise. Good work. So here we're going to hip hang, fabric across front of the hips. Good, I'll walk forward to take out some of the slack. And then bending at the waist, drop the hands down. Several steps backwards brings our hips under plumb line. Good, it's like a downward facing dog, hands and feet pushing to the ground.
So first we'll do a nice little leg stretch. So swing your right leg wide and then bend to the knee, trying to catch the toes into the fabric. So you want to go wide because we don't want to catch on the inside, we want to catch on the outside. Yep. You're almost. Oh, you're like right there.
You're so close.
Let the other foot lift off the ground for a moment so you can tilt and then catch. Good, and then bottom toes back to the ground. The leg that just caught itself, straighten it up. The standing split. Awesome. Toes on the ground, try to stay good. One more breath for the right leg. Start to bend the knee. Release the right toes. Set right foot on the ground. Left leg swings wide so we catch the outside. And then bend to the knee and wrap. Okay, once you're there, make sure right foot is on the ground. Maybe left leg straightens up higher. Nice inhale. Exhale, start to release the toes back down the floor. From here, we'll play with the hip hang. Start to release the feet off the ground. It's okay for the legs to be long. Sometimes it's nice to kind of swing the straight legs a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left. Sometimes that feels really good for the low back. Other days I want to be in a tighter, almost like fetal position, so then you let the knees bend even more, even maybe taking hands around the shins. Perfect. I'll give you some good time to hang. You can play with it. You've got all these variations we've been playing with. Just listen to your back, listen to your body, feel how interconnected everything is. Just keep on enjoying this as long as it feels good for your body. Good. Ready to just roll up. Fabric back behind you. So it's totally fine to be in the hip hang a little bit longer, by the way. We're just gonna take a couple of nice little shoulder stretches for those that are already up. Yeah, so just kind of swing, little massages. It's right on that spot that got that good pressure. Your hand clasp from behind, just pull back. Take the right arm and cross it over to this left strand in front of us. And then this left arm helps to hug it in even more. Good, arms open. Left arm hooks on the right strand, hug it in. Good, open. Awesome, it looks like we're all out, so let's go ahead and head up to stand. Let's take the fabric out in front of us. Awesome. So let's take right leg inside, just at the ankle. Nice moment to get into hamstrings, so maybe just slide the hands down, kind of our first really deep stretch for that area. Maybe slide hands up to do more of a split. It's really up to you and how you feel at this moment in the day. Torso rising up. Our standing toes turn to the left edge. Gripping on just to the left strand. Slide the right hand down, the left hand up. You can stay here or go further forward if your legs want to. It's up to you. If you went forward at all, bring weight over the standing legs. You do that by squeezing inner thighs together, and then let's slip down to the thigh. Good, still facing to the side. We're going to grip onto that left strand for a moment as we sink our weight forward. Feel how this opens up the hips nicely. You can keep the same grip or open the front arm forward, pushing the tricep into the fabric. If that feels stable enough, maybe back arm opens back. Good. And grab back on, getting one hand now on each side. Rotate onto the back toes. We're facing forward, sinking nice and deep forward. Nice inhale. Exhale. Grab on really tight so you can lift up the back knee and then slide the fabric through your hands until you're kneeling on that back knee very softly. So from here, we're heading in toward a camel pose. So right hand grips really high on the left side. And then tucking the back toes. Aim the left hand onto that back heel. Good. Hips try to sink forward. That'll create a nice stretch on the front of that left hip. And let's switch it out to a twisted variation. So when left hand comes up, it grips onto right strand. And then right hand goes down to the heel. Nice inhale. Exhale, rise. Grip on again, planting the other foot in front of you. Slide down onto your back, catching that right heel. And then turn the toes out to the side to lock it in place. Good. So straight right leg. Straight left leg on the floor. Left leg floats up to sky. And then lift your hips directly up. Hips down, left leg down. Hands on the floor by our hips can help. Let's repeat that, another 7. So leg, hips, and then down and down. Here's 6. And 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. And take that left knee into the chest and start to twist that knee all the way over to the right side. Leg in the fabric can be straight or bent, whatever feels better for the leg.
Good. Head hips onto the ground, take the feet out of the fabric. And do a nice little crunch to sit up. Swing both knees underneath our body. And puppy pose, hands in prayer position. Just let that rest onto the fabric in front of you. Hands instead of like shoulders. Yeah, there you go. And then from here, let the upper body go forward. Let the hips stay right over the knees. Try to see if the heart can drop down another inch to the floor. And let the hips sink back to the heels. Purposely round the spine backwards, like the letter C. Good. Roll the spine up upright. Grip onto the fabric. Use that grip to help us stand. Good. Second side, left leg in. Once we're there, your choice, hand slide down, heart gets closer to thigh, or hand slide up, splits. Whatever feels better. Nice inhale. Exhale, rise. Grip onto right side. The toes turn to the right. And then left hand down, right hand up. Maybe sinking weight forward, maybe not. Okay, weight over your standing leg, slip it down the thigh. The fabric goes down past the knee, good. Gripping onto that right side, start to sink your weight forward. Maybe your hands stay here, or maybe the front arm goes forward. Maybe back arm goes backwards. Good, and then one hand goes to each strand. Turn yourself up onto those back toes, facing forward, sink your hips forward. And a nice tight grip to lift up the back knee, lower softly down, and tuck those toes when you get there. So left hand grips up high on the right side. And then right hand to heel. So those hips push forward to create a nice back bend. Good. Right hand up and over to left strand. Left hand down to heel for the twisted variation. And rising back up, one hand on each side, lower down onto the back. Catch those left toes in the fabric. Turning the toes outward instead of inward to help capture it. So rotate the toes and capture on the other side. You got it. Two straight legs, one is on the floor, one is in the fabric. Hands are on the floor by our hips. And so from here, right leg floats up. And then hips lift directly up, down, and down. Repeating 7. Keep on breathing through the strength parts. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Good. Right leg up one more time. Straight leg or bent knee. Send it into a twist all the way over to the left. And look how that just touches upon the outer hip, low back, all sorts of areas connected together. So a nice inhale. Exhale, hips stuck to the ground. Unwind the feet. We're out of the fabric. And coming up to sit. Leave the feet planted in front of you, and we're going to set up a nice wrist wrap. So hands are in prayer position. Dive the wrists into the fabric. Turn the thumbs down. And then scoop under and flip all the way up. Separate about as wide as your shoulders before you grip on. Good. So we've got 3 options with feet in front of us. That would be the easiest option, just pulling up and down, similar to what we did earlier. If you want to make it a bit harder, right leg hovers. We're going to go for 5. Take a little break before we do the left leg hovering. So either way, let's try to go for 5. Take an inhale, prep. Exhale, rise. 5. 4. 3. You can always drop out early if you need to. 2. 1. And take a little break. Fingers can wiggle for a moment. Let your breath go. And if you're ready for 5 on the other leg, left leg goes out. And take an inhale, prep. Exhale, rise. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Good work. Let's come up to stand. And then just flip your wrist to free it out. Good work. We've earned a good inversion. So let's take fabric behind us. Use your thumbs to keep fabric across sacrum. Good. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Bend the knees so that you can lean back. Locking fabric in place, tiptoe forward until you're under plumb line. And then hands up, knees wide. Wrap the ankles. And then you're welcome to just continue to drop down, inversion. Good work. Just give your spine a beautiful, well-earned break. Good. So kind of leaning back, just feel yourself rest. Good. So we'll take some last little bonus stretches to wrap our body up today. So these stretches will just kind of listen to your body and how connected things are. So notice maybe the big thing you're feeling is hamstrings, but notice if there's anything else that's going on also, like glutes and back or front of hip on the other leg, all sorts of things going on. So either way, let's take the fabric out in front of us to start. We'll take our right leg back into the fabric. And then we're gonna give that right leg a chance to go just a hair deeper than we were doing earlier. So again, maybe hands go down, we lean forward, or maybe this time we're ready to take that split. Hands up, just easy sinking of your weight forward. We're not forcing muscles to do anything, but this is mostly about us listening to the body connections. So maybe it's like hamstring for sure that's screaming at us, but is there anything else you can notice? Good. Bring your weight over your standing leg. This next one, hop your foot forward so you're standing pretty much under plumb line. The leg will swing wide. If it doesn't stay just off to the side on its own, then that's a sign, okay, my standing foot will need to be slightly forward or slightly backward. Bunch up both strands together, and then slide our right hand down, our left hand up. Maybe stay right here, or maybe continue to sink more weight to the side. Either way, once again, listen to your body. What do I feel? There's the immediate big thing speaking to me, but do I feel other things, like maybe these side ribs getting a good chance to open also? Good. Weight over standing leg. Grab onto just the bottom strand, and then let the knee bend, traveling the leg behind us. Good. Once it's behind, then one hand grips each strand. A moment to just lean backwards, getting the quad. So it should be that right front of thigh that we're feeling. And again, notice, is there anything else going on also? Good. And weight back over the standing leg. Slide the hands up as high as you can reach. And just play with seeing how far behind you the leg is willing to straighten out. So maybe the knee's pretty bent. It's like a dancer's pose. Or maybe the leg goes almost all the way straight and we're kind of sinking back into a split. So once again, notice what's the big thing you're feeling and what other areas of the body are still connected to this. Good. So from here, we'll start to transition out of this. You can either just come up to stand and then free the toes out, or you can swing the leg all the way in front and take it out. Either way, let's take ourselves back behind the fabric, left leg in. So a moment with that split, or just slide down if that's what you prefer to do right now. Taking it as deep as the body's happy with. And coming back, pop forward so we're under plumb line, leg opens out to the side, bunch up both strands. Sliding left hand down, right hand up. Maybe sink the weight a little bit more to the side, or maybe not. Good. Weight over standing leg, grab just this closest one. Bend the knee, sending the toes behind you, and then grab one hand onto each side. Uh-huh. Yep. And then bend the knee. Yep, you got it. And then the other half grabs the other. Okay, quad stretch, just leaning back a hair. Notice all the things going on in our body. Notice how interconnected everything is. It's like when our legs stretch, our back can't help but also be in it. Good. Weight over your standing leg. Last one, slide the hands up. And then just see how much the leg wants to straighten backwards, maybe even leaning backwards a little bit. Good. Nice inhale. And exhale, return. Maybe the leg has to go in front, or maybe you can just slide the foot right out. Good. So if there's any last stretches you know that your body needs, go ahead and take them. Otherwise, turn around, face the fabric, wave it out. Perfect. Take about 5 grips or so. Head under plumb line. And come right on into Shavasana. Just enjoying that restful place. Body just getting to relax for the last few minutes together. We're going to be here for several minutes. So just let the breath flow. Really good deep inhales. Nice exhales. No rush. This is just a beautiful time for us to be with our bodies. And notice how, just once again, how interconnected things are. Notice all the sensations you're feeling all over the body. Especially notice that posterior section of your body, receiving those acupressure points. So just beautiful inhales, relaxing exhales. We'll be here for several more minutes. So here's where we'll begin to head out, just very slowly. Begin by taking nice deep inhales. Relaxing exhales. Maybe we begin to introduce movements back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. And stretching out like we're waking up first thing in the morning. Perhaps allow shoulders to go right and left a few times. Sometimes it's nice to take the fetal position, rolling over to one side, and curl in, arc back. Take that a good 3 or 4 times to one side, and then 3 or 4 to the other. Just keep on going until your body feels pretty good, pretty balanced. And then we'll work our way up toward a comfortable seated place. So rising up, hands are together in front of our heart. And we reconnect with the idea of connection. It's feeling how interconnected our body is and how one level affects everything else. By us helping the physical body, we naturally helped the emotional state and the mental state, clarity in our body. And by us feeling and observing this type of connection inward, we feel a little bit more willing to connect outward, to be a friend, to just be a good person. So with this idea of connection to help lead us on, let's wrap up the time we shared together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. We be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste. Yay! Hi.
Bye. Thank you. We matched today.
We did. I was kind of
noticed that
here. I was like,
when
these
we
are
were
great
doing the
colors.
yeah, look like an Easter egg.
Well, good.
All right. Have a good weekend, Whitney.
Well,
We'll
you
see you
too.
next week. Bye bye.
Okay, perfect. Bye.